with number 1, and they're asking us which shows the place values of the eighths in 8,830. We were to zoom in, we have the 8 and the 8. So the 8 is in the 8,000s place. So let me make this a little thinner one. Let's go there. So 8,000. Let's see. Let's see. All right. 8,830. We know that this is in the thousands place, this is in the hundreds, this is in the tens place, and this is in the ones place. So we know that 8 in the thousands place would be 8,000. And we know 8 in the hundreds place would be 800. So the 2 that would work would be C, 8,800. Looking at number 2, which shows 12 and 546,000. So 12 and, that word and lets us know it's going to be a decimal. So it's not a thousands. So then you'd make sure like this doesn't have, a 12 and then a decimal. This has 12,000, so that wouldn't be it. And then we have 546 thousands. So that would be in the thousands place. Just making sure the last one is in the thousands with a TH. And so we would look over here. So this is 12 and 546. This one's 125, so that doesn't work. So C. On to number 3. Which of the following numbers is less than? So we'd want, let's see, 8 and 605 thousandths. So we want a number that's going to be less than this number. So if we were to go and make sure we have the 8, this has an 8, this has a 5, this has a 6, so that right away is less than, but you want to kind of keep going just to double check. So this one has an 8, this one has an 8, this one has a 6, this one has a 1, so that's going to be greater than, so we don't want greater. This one has an 8, this one has an 8, this one has a 6, just like ours. This one has a 5, and 5 is bigger than the 0 that we have already. So that would not work. And then we know that 86 is bigger than 8, so that wouldn't work. So even though we saw it right away that this was the right answer, you still want to kind of double check that these others are still the wrong answers. All right, going on to number 4. Which number contains digits where the hundreds digit is 10 times as great as the tens digit? So that just means if we had, let's just say for example, 8,888, we want to know that the digit, let's see, which number contains digits where the hundreds digit, so this one, is 10 times as great as the tens digits. So you're taking that number and multiplying it up. So they have to be the same digit. So this is an 8 and a 7, this is a 9 and an 8, this is an 8 and a 9, this is an 8 and an 8. So it would have to be the same number to be 10 times greater, because 10 times greater than 8 tens would be 8 thousands. If we had 10 times greater than this one, 8 times greater than 9 tens, 9 hundredths, then this number would have to be, I apologize, 10 times greater than 8 tens, with the TH, would be 800. But this now is telling us, oh wait, no, it's going to be smaller. So making sure if they're talking about 10 times greater, it has to be the same digit. So just based off that, you could eliminate A, B, C, and come up with the answer of D. Now, let me write out the next one. A certain measurement must be between 364 hundredths and 228 hundredths. So it has to be a number that can fit here. So we know it's not going to be 5 because 5 is bigger than 4. So it can't be that one. And then 4, 4, but then this has a 3 and this has a 2. So this number would be greater too. So it can't be that. This one has a 4, 4, and then a 0, which is less than. So it could be this one, but we'll double check. This one has a 3. This one has a 3, but this one has a 5. So 5 would actually come before the 6. So it can't be that. So for number 5, our answer should be C, 4 1/100. And then what part is shaded? We know that there's 100 squares in this. We know that 2, here's 10, here's another 10. So we know it's 20 hundredths. So nothing, no whole numbers. And then it would not be 2 tenths, because this would look like 2 tenths. This would be 2 hundredths. This is in the thousands place, so it'd be 2 thousands. And this also would be in the thousands place, because remember, you can always add that 0 at the end, but it won't change the number or the value. So being 0, 0, 2 would be the correct answer, because that would be the same as saying 20 hundredths. So, no, I apologize. 2 tenths, because we're going to cross out the zeros. So the answer is A, 2 tenths. All right, going on. Number 6, 7. So let me go to the number 7. What is 3 449 thousandths in word form? So let me see if I can get this pen to be a little lighter. Let's see. Darker in shade. All right, let me write a different color. Let's do 3. So let's see. 3 449, and it's in the thousands place. So this would be tenths, this would be hundredths, and this is in the thousands place. So 9 thousandths, and that's the word form. Looking at number 8, the number 5,336 contains a set of digits in which one digit is 10 times as great as the other. So remember what we said when they're talking about 10 times as great, it's got to be the two numbers that are the same. So we have the 3 in the hundreds place and 3 in the tens place. So what are the values of the digits? So the first one, so we have 5,336. So we have, this is the whole number. So we have 3 tens and 3 thousands. So then our values for the 3 tens would be 30, and the value for the 3,000 would be 3,000. So, oops, sorry. What did I just do? No, I just only, wait, hold on. Oh, silly. Oh, silly. Do you see where I made the mistake? My bad. It actually would be, sorry, in the hundreds place, because this would be the thousands. Let me just erase that. All right, so this would be in the hundreds place. Sorry. So 3 tens, 30, and 300. So if you already did it and you're thinking, what is she talking about? It actually is 300, not 3,000. All right, on to number 9. 9 tenths of Zach's friends do volunteer work at school. What is 9 tenths in standard form? So that would mean there's no whole number and it's just in the tens place. So writing it in standard form, meaning you would just write it out in a number, would be 9 in the tenths place. So it would look like that. And then determine the pattern. We're looking Okay, let's keep going with number 10. So we're going to make sure that every time we move over, first we're going to start with this number. Every time we move over to the left, the number in the tens place is going to get smaller. So it's going to go, let's see, 0 point, let's see, down here, 0 point, this would be in the eighths, this would be in the sevenths, and this is going to be in the sixths. So we know that this is 6/8. We know that this is 7/8. We know that this is 8/8 because then this last one is 0.98. So then going backwards, it's going to go 68, 67, 66, 65. And then going down, this is still going to be the column of 7. So 77. This is going to be the columns with the 87. And then 0.88. And then coming down here, 0.70. What did I just do? 70. Oh, sorry, 80. We're in the 8 column, sorry. 86. And then 0.96. Sorry, my pen is very thick. I apologize. And then, let me see. I don't know if I can do any smaller than that. And then finally, filling in up here, this would be still the 7s in the tens place, like that. But now it's a 5. It's getting smaller as we go to the left, like I said before. And then 0.85. And finally 0.95. So even though they didn't ask us to fill in all the squares, they wanted to know the square, 0.87. Sorry for my messy writing. 0.85, 0.65, and we already had the others filled in. So just double checking. If you didn't do all of the others that we just kind of wrote in, but you got the right answer, that's fine. If you were still kind of confused, I highly recommend writing in all the numbers just so you can see the pattern. All right, the last one for this page. Determine the pattern and write the decimals to complete the grid. So pretty similar. You kind of have to just find a pattern. Looks like these all end with 5, and then you're going up 2. So it goes from 25 to 45 would be plus 20. From 31 to 51, that's plus 20. And plus 37 to 57. So the pattern here we see is that every time you go from the top input, the output's going to be plus 20. So 0.28 plus 20 would give us 0.48. And then for this one, they want us to see if there's a pattern. So going this way, let's see if there's a pattern that we can try to figure out. So 25 plus 28, that's adding 3. 28, 29, 30, 31, that's also adding 3. So we could be onto something. Same down here. Each time, let's see, 43 to 48, that looks like plus 3. 48, 49, 50, 51, that's plus 3. So now we have to find our starting number, which would be 0.31 plus 3, which would give us 34.34. And then once again, going input, output, you would add 0.34 plus 20, which would give us 54. So 0.54. Oops. All right. If you're doing mystery word, the mystery word for this one is apple. So if you want to write that on the side, just kind of like a little X if your teacher didn't put a little spot for you to write it. If you're doing it, you may not be doing the mystery word, but if you are, great. So we're just going up to number 11 for this. I know some of you may have a third page, but for this one, I just wanted 2 pages. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Make it a great rest of your day. See you next time.